How nice to see you at a new episode of Triggre Weekend Masterclass. And in this episode, I'm going to show you how to create a bar chart. I'm going to show you that in our quotations application because it already has quite some data. And I'm going to show you how to create even a multiple series of bar charts. So in this case, we have a whole bunch of quotations, and I'm going to show you how that looks in the actual application, and after that I'm going to show you how you can configure it in the designer. So as you can see here, we've got the quotations, and when I click on bar chart, a page will be shown with a bar chart. And what you see here is all the quotations that we've made since 2018 and which people have created the quotations. So for instance, the blue bar is Eddie, the green one is Jochem, and the yellow one is John, and the red one is William. So you can easily see that, throughout time, I started with creating the most quotations, and nowadays, other people are creating quotations as well. And the nice thing about this is that if I would only like to see the difference between Jochem, John, and William, I can click on my name, and then it will recreate the bar chart with only the items that are active. And it will also recalculate all the axes. So let's see how that works in the designer. So we go to a user flow, in this case at quotations. You can see the page over here, bar chart, and you can add one yourself. The wizard typically works the same as with normal table views or anything else, but you have to define which properties you would like to show as a bar in the chart. And in this case, regarding the quotations, we would like to show them based on the date. So the horizontal axis is the date, and the vertical axis, so the y-axis, will be the number of quotations on a specific date. But you might ask, Eddie, you just showed me the number of quotations throughout the year. That is correct. In Triggre, you can define yourself if you would like to show it based on the specific date, based on a week, on a month, on a quarter, etc., etc. So you can define that yourself. You can see that here. So the data is shown on the horizontal axis, and you can group it per week, per month, per quarter, half a year, and a year. You can add filters if you would like to, and you can show it as a single series and as a multiple series. Well, as a single series, you would show one bar based on all the quotations that we have. The multiple series, like I've shown you in the example, I show you the bars of every specific person who created a quotation. So you can create different bars for different people. But you have to configure based on which property the item should be split into multiple bars. So you could do that based on, for instance, the address, as you can see here, or based on the customer, or even the discount percentage. If you would do it by discount percentage, you could see over time, how many quotations with specific discount percentages you've created. But in this case, we do it by created by, because I would like to know which person has created this. And then it asks me, do you want to do it based on name, on email, or the other property within this data item? Well, you can choose email, of course, but in this case, I've chosen name. You can show the name of the person in the legend, but you can also define your own value for that. Typically, I leave it as it is by default. And you can define if the dates are sorted from small to large or the other way around. And you can define a normal or a logarithmic scale. Triggre always asks you if you want to show the vertical axis, if you always want to show 0, or if you want to determine it dynamically. Determine it dynamically can be very helpful if you've got like very large numbers which are very close to each other. So let's say if you would have, every person would have like 1,000, 1,002, 1,003, 1,001 quotations created, then you get really big bars, but they're very close to each other. So it's very hard to see which one is larger than the other. In those cases, I would recommend to use the dynamically determined vertical axis. You know, if it's like 1, 6, 8, 12, I would always show 0. And that's it. As soon as you've configured it, you can publish it, and it will show as I showed before. Enjoyed it? Hit like or subscribe.